Okay, so this is Sarah, who's on the second day of the Permanent Makeup Startup course with Katy at the Training Academy. So Sarah, obviously yesterday we spoke to you and you're a little bit you had a bit of reservations about doing your first clients and stuff, obviously, as most people do. Today we actually had 2 clients in, as we always do on the brow day. And this morning, normally Katy does the treatment, and then in the afternoon you get to work and do the treatment with Katy, sort of guiding you through the process. So how did the sort of day go? Because you actually got to work on the first client today, didn't you?
I did. Basically, it was a lady who was having her eyebrows done. She'd had them done about 8 or 9 years ago.
And this was a brand new, we'd never seen this girl before.
No, she was recommended by her sister. I do believe that Katy's worked on her sister.
Oh yeah, that was correct, yeah.
In the past. And I just watched Katy doing the outline, and we picked the colour together.
Yeah.
And then Katy asked me if I wanted to do a couple of passes, so I did. And albeit it was slightly nerve-wracking, actually, moving on from that, this afternoon I did another client, and felt really, really at ease because I'd experienced that kind of experience this morning with the first client. So I'm really chuffed.
Brilliant. And did the client like what you did as well then?
The client this afternoon, where I worked quite about an hour on her, she said they were the best she had done, so I'm really, really pleased.
Wow, and that's on your first proper day working on...
Albeit with Katy's guidance, so I suppose I should take all the credit. But, yeah, I felt very at ease with her, and we picked the colours together, and it was a top-up.
Yeah.
And she...
Because obviously this is a client that's been having them done for years and years.
Yeah.
And for you, I suppose, to come in with no real beauty background as such,
no, I haven't.
worried about that side of things.
Yeah, very much so.
To do your first sort of proper client like that, and for her to say it's the best she's ever had,
I know.
it must be quite reassuring.
Yeah, it is. I'm really, really, really pleased.
Excellent, fantastic. So a well-deserved glass of wine tonight, hopefully.
Allowed wine, but we won't go into that.
All right, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'll have a little drink tonight.
Brilliant. A little celebration. And how have you sort of found the day laid out? Obviously, how have you found the sort of training style? And because I know Katy likes to, it's all one-on-one training here, so she sort of plays to people's strengths. So how have you found that sort of...
I think that it's actually not really, really intense, albeit there's lots of things packed into the last couple of days. I haven't felt overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But I did my kind of read your training manual before I came in and tried to digest as much of that. And although it isn't exactly true to form, because it's different for everybody, of course, I did find that is a real help, because it gave, for me, not having a beauty background, gave me an insight into various things. So that was really good. And today, although we've had 2 clients, in between those 2 clients, Katy and I have discussed various things that are important to me, and not to every person training, that sort of answered a few questions. So it's been something I've digested gradually and not too in my face, so my head isn't spinning. It's been really quite nice.
Excellent. And you've got sort of a quiet confidence, I suppose, now.
Yeah. I mean, I did find it daunting this morning when the first
which is natural.
Because she was in my hands totally, but it's the more you do, the more I'm sure it's just going to become kind of just a way of naturally doing it.
And actually, just going back to that, obviously, when you finish here, you'll be going out and setting up your own business and so on. Have you started getting models in for your case studies and things?
Yeah, I've got 15 case studies. I know you're meant to have 12, but I always...
So you've already got 15?
Yeah,
since
but
day
I
2.
always believe that people will let you down. Or
Right, okay. So you really do
back out the last minute. So I thought I'd get 15, and if 2 or 3 fall out, I've got my 12.
It's amazing actually, because a lot of people that come and train here or train anywhere, one of their worries is anyone going to do the, how am I going to get my models, how am I going to get my case studies, and will I be able to get any? And it just goes to show you're only on your second day, and you've already got 15 sort of booked in with the view to having maybe a few drop off. So it goes to, did you find that difficult to sort of get those?
No, because I knew a few months in advance before I got into training with Katy that I'd let everybody know what I was doing. And they kind of volunteered, they have faith in me, I guess. And they just volunteered that they would be happy for me to do their eyebrows or their lips or their eyeliner, whichever procedure that their preference was. And hopefully from that, because they're from friends from various areas in my social life, that they will then be walking models to get me
exactly
more clients.
And we always find for every client you do, you generally get 2 new clients from.
Fabulous, that would be great.
Because it's sisters and mothers and sometimes
and
brothers.
I've got a large family, so it depends.
Excellent, brilliant. Well, a great start, and you know, it's good to see someone that's come very prepared as well, and especially because you've got the non-beauty background, to come prepared is very important. And even if you have got the beauty background, it shows reading through the manual beforehand. Although things are a little bit different when you're in the real world, you know, there is a lot you can do before.
Definitely, and anybody who decides to do this, I would say do your research. As you research the person you want to train you, once you get the information you're pre-studying before you come, you can't digest the whole manual. It's impossible, and you can't put everything together. But it does fall into place when you get here, because you start talking about colours and things. And maybe I'm natural at colour choosing, I don't know, but I was kind of spot on with the colour choice as well. And I think that's because I actually do look at people's hair colouring and skin tones. And
a lot of other people say as well, actually the fact they're training with Katy helps them get their models and case studies, because a lot of people say where they're going to be trained. People do the research of the technician that's training them, or the trainer, and then literally they just sort of go, okay, great, I know where you're training, you've spent a decent amount of money, you've got the right equipment, you're going professional, because obviously there's a lot of people out there that maybe do it the other way, do it cheaper, and don't have that backup and support, and therefore it's harder to sell your services when people do research where you're going to be training as well, I suppose.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Brilliant, excellent. Well, great to see you, and well done on your first couple clients, and we'll look forward to catching out how you get on later in the week.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks,
excellent. Take care, Sarah.